Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Bunting, during the political debate, was trying to once again pour cold water on the rural school bus system. And ladies and gentlemen, what he said may sound fancy in the ear, but here's the flip. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many persons who are in need, who are not on path. They have applied for it and they are still waiting to get on it. And they are suffering. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, the parents, some of those parents are definitely not working, not because they don't want work, but because they are single parent. The fathers are not around, or the mothers are not around, so they have to stay home to take care of the children. They can't take up a regular 9-to-5 job because they have to cater for 4 or 5 children, especially young children, and some of them need to be on the path and they are not on the path. Now, to have a school bus system where you're gonna say that you're gonna give $10,000 per child for those who really need it, how are you going to determine who needs it from who don't really need it? Look at the path. How do you determine who really need the path? Because I've seen children who don't really need the path on path, and yet they don't really need it. And I've seen children, ladies and gentlemen, who are in need. They are not on path. So when you're going to rubbish the rural school bus system, who is going to benefit all children? All children. Nobody is going to sit down and pick out and say this child is to get from this child is not to get the $10,000 as the opposition is proposing. Every single child will benefit. Every single child will have a chance to pay cheaper school fare to school. Every child will be transported to school in a safe manner on a bus that have trackers, that have wardens, that have cameras to monitor what is taking place with our children. And ladies and gentlemen, this Peter Bunting have the audacity to be saying on national television that their plan is better than what the Jamaica Labour Party is proposing. Now they are trying to pour cold water to make themselves look good in the fact that they are using this analogy. You can't be buying new trucks to transport garbage, but you're buying old bus to transport children. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Old bus, new bus, as long as they are not defective, as long as they do what they are supposed to do, and as long as they don't break down on the road and put our children's life in danger, we don't care about old buses or new buses. What we care about is the safety of our children. Once the buses have reached, ladies and gentlemen, international safety standard, we have absolutely nothing to worry about. Because when they are talking about giving $10,000 per child for those who really need it, they want to treat it like how the path is treated. Some persons are going to benefit and some are not going to benefit. Why not bring in a system that benefits everybody and no corruption? There is no room for corruption there, and there is no room for nepotism there. The People's National Party want to bring in a system where the friends of the politicians can benefit, and the politicians' families can benefit, while those children who really need it does not really get the benefit. Because even though they may apply, ladies and gentlemen, the chances of them getting through is very slim. It's like playing the cashback game, where the odds are against those persons who are placing the bet. Somebody have to lose in order for somebody to win. And sometimes lots of persons have to lose in order for somebody to win. Anytime you see somebody get a big payout, it is because a whole lot of persons have lost their money, and so now they just rub a little honey in somebody's mouth to encourage them to come back and spend their money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the school bus system, the transportation system for the schools that the opposition is proposing is just like the cash pot game. Not everybody will benefit. The Jamaica Labour Party bring in a system where every single child will benefit. I rather work with the one that every child is guaranteed to ride on that bus for a minimum cost in a safe manner, and also, ladies and gentlemen, being able to attend school more regularly, rather than to work with the PNP system that they are going to sit down in some office and just randomly select people and said, all right, we're going to give this person, we're not going to give that person. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot of children who are attending rural school, and for you to give each child $10,000, it's going to cost billions of dollars per month, not even millions, billions of dollars per month to facilitate all of that. How would that be funded? How would that be funded? And they are saying that they're proposing a hot meal per day for children who need it. That's a system that's already in place. We have path. Children are still going to schools that serve breakfast, and they're still getting their breakfast, and they still get a hot meal during lunchtime. So, ladies and gentlemen, what they are saying sounds good to the hearer, sounds good to those who are not smart. What they are trying to use the ignorance of many people, ladies and gentlemen, to psychologically hood people to vote for them with their ridiculous policies that will bankrupt the economy, that will undo all the progressiveness, all the progress that these 9 years of good management have produced, and bring back Jamaica to the point where, ladies and gentlemen, many people will have to sit down and say, we are suffering. Ladies and gentlemen, don't just vote because you're tired to see Mr. Holness in office. Because who you're going to put in office is going to do worse, far worse than what Mr. Holness is doing. Mr. Holness is one of the best prime ministers this country had ever produced. Why are you going to put in a political party that can't even that don't even have good economic skills? And they say they have their bachelors and their masters, and yet they're coming in public domain with a whole lot of rubbish. Not even I, ladies and gentlemen, who is not even good at math, can see their errors. And many persons who say that they are intelligent and wise does not see their errors. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, don't let the sweet talk of the People's National Party deceive you. Ladies and gentlemen, they are trying to bring back the days where where this country had low growth, low employment, and also, ladies and gentlemen, where people have to be holding tight to the little dollar that they are getting because it is so small. Stick with the administration that cause you to be saving money, spending money, and earning money. Ladies and gentlemen, you're earning money, you're spending money, you're saving money. This is what grows the economy because more people are working. The People's National Party is going to bankrupt the country and put many people out of work. Ladies and gentlemen, be wise. Be wise, ladies and gentlemen. PNP have no good plans.